That's what this one is indeed all about. It is for the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight title, and Ric Converse making his first defense of this reign, this being his third reign against Ohio Valley Wrestling's and formerly 0-1 Max's Russell Simpson.
Yeah, the referee calls for the bell. This championship match is now on. And we have seen Russell Simpson here in CWF Mid-Atlantic about a year ago. Very impressive grappler. Now, Converse going to try to lock him up. They're going to grab the middle of the ring. Simpson bailing out.
Right now, Russell Simpson, though, represents everything that Ric Converse wants to be better than, everything he wants to defeat. Russell Simpson right now represents Steve Corino in 0-1. In 7 days' time, it's Converse Corino 2. Russell Simpson represents Ohio Valley Wrestling one step from the Big E.
And you're talking about that cartoon thing.
Yeah, and if there's one thing Ric Converse prides himself on, it's being the consummate professional wrestler, not a consummate professional entertainer. So there's a lot of hostility here, not only between Converse and Simpson, but between Simpson and these loyal, die-hard Mid-Atlantic fans.
Well, that's right. You know, we're not going to be able to show it, but Simpson's got quite a mouth on him.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how that is going to be handled by Commissioner William L. Cross. Before, we went on the air, Russell Simpson actually said some words that I can honestly say in the entire history of this promotion have never, ever been uttered on a microphone. Commissioner William L. Cross obviously took, had to take a stance and pretty much made his feelings known about those words.
Well, yeah, he did take exception to the words stated by Russell Simpson, but then I looked around and everybody sitting in the stands took exception to those words as well.
Yeah, but to me, what that says about Russell Simpson is that he doesn't think he can succeed in the Mid-Atlantic on his wrestling ability, so he has to resort to tactics like that to get himself noticed.
Well, getting himself noticed is one thing, but he's in the ring right now against Slick Diddy, Ric Converse. As you said before, a three-time AWA Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. This is his first title defense of his third reign, and we hope this one lasts a little while.
Yeah, the last ones were not short by any stretch of the imagination, as Converse, combined has held the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight title for over a year. And of course, he is the first man to hold the Mid-Atlantic title for a third occasion since
It's been 21, 22 years.
Yeah, it's been a long, long time since Angelo Mosco Jr. last did it.
That's right. And, Slick Diddy, he is so proud to be the flag bearer for tradition here in the Mid-Atlantic area. And, he plays it down the middle. Looks like Simpson's got him by the ears.
Yeah, there's some very intense lockups, as I would expect, between these two individuals. No one home there for Simpson. Nice arm drag by Ric Converse, and Russell Simpson bailing out.
Yeah, Simpson down to the concrete trying to get away, and he may have injured himself on the getaway. He's holding his elbow. Converse asking him to come on back in and tussle some more, y'all.
I'm not really trying to down Russell Simpson when I reference him being in Ohio Valley and the Big E and that. I'm not trying to put down Russell Simpson as a competitor, because take nothing away from him. Russell Simpson is a tremendous athlete. He is a great professional wrestler, but then again, when you go to Ohio Valley and the Big E, that's where great wrestlers go to die.
Well, that is true. We've seen some of the best from this area make their way up there to never see the light of day on television, in the indie rings, or anywhere ever again. And it's really sad.
It is very sad. Their complete misuse of talent. They would rather spend time on their internet show rather than showing actual wrestling. They show attempted suicide attempts, which is really, really tasteful, guys, especially just a few weeks after the passing of one of the greatest wrestlers of the modern era.
Yeah, but tradition is nothing to those fellas, and let's get off of that. Let's get back on this. We are tradition. Let's don't make a tradition out of cracking on those who thumb their nose at our tradition. Let's stay above that.
Right now, Ric Converse, though, looking to lock horns one more time with Russell Simpson, who once again bailing to the outside, as obviously the straight-up, hard-nosed wrestling game plan of Russell Simpson has gone by the wayside, as Ric Converse has brought a little bit more to the table than I believe what Russell Simpson was expecting him to bring.
Yeah, and if you're just tuning in, what you may be thinking right now is you're watching Russell Simpson do his best handsome Mitch Connor impression when Mitch Connor had the TV title, because he's spending more time out on the floor than he is in the ring in contact with the champion.
And of course that, out of the ring doesn't fly here in the Mid-Atlantic. Russell Simpson aggressively now cinching on the side headlock there.
Yeah, I think what's happened is he's had a few moments to realize that he is in a little bit deeper than maybe he first thought. I mean, judging from his words, he thought this was going to be a cakewalk. He was going to come in, take this belt back to Ohio, and thumb his nose all the way out the front door with it.
Pretty much exactly what Mitch Connor did. He, from Milwaukee, won the Mid-Atlantic television title. Lightning isn't supposed to strike twice, but Russell Simpson certainly could make it strike twice here on January 21st at the Carolina Sports Arena. Ric Converse now hooked on the left arm there of Russell Simpson, who's trying to get to the vertical base. Back Converse into the ropes, able to shove him off, but Converse meets him with that shoulder block.
And that's right, Converse up and over. He's got hold, I'm telling you, he's got hold of the shoulder, got hold of the arm. He's got control of this match. Russell Simpson screaming out, but I'm telling you, he's locked right over the AWA logo in the center of the ring.
Converse trying to keep on the pressure there. Of course, Converse won the title, regained the title in a bloodthirsty steel cage match December 17th at Balcade 6. If you have not seen it, please go to CWFShopZone.com as Converse runs straight through Russell Simpson.
Yeah, that was definitely a night of history, the first ever in our 5-6 year history as a promotion here in the Mid-Atlantic, our first ever steel cage match, and it was more than we ever bargained for.
It was as much blood in a wrestling ring as I have ever seen live and in person, and in the end, covered in his blood, covered in Gary Stevens' blood, Ric Converse stood tall as a 3-time Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champ.
Well, if you'll remember, they was also covered in the blood of referee Morgan.
Oh, you're exactly right.
Everybody inside the ring except the cameraman was busted open when that ring was finally opened.
One more time, third time's the charm for the shoulder block, and another one. Russell Simpson just cannot get it going here. Converse one step ahead, and another one sends Russell Simpson all the way to the outside.
And I've got to be thinking, Russell Simpson's got to be thinking right now, what am I doing? How do I stop this guy? Because Converse is there every time he turns around. Once again, Simpson out on the concrete. Looks like he is rolling around in pain.
I tell you one thing, this is a great, it's more than a warm-up match. This is for the title. But if you want to get prepared to wrestle Steve Corino in 7 days' time, this is the kind of match you want, because Russell Simpson will bring it if he can get his game plan on track.
Well, that's right. Slick Diddy Ric Converse come into this match not having a clue who his opponent was going to be until he came out during the opening comments and spilled the beans there. Converse asked not to know who his opponent was because he wants to get ready for the AWA World Heavyweight bout, and he wants to be able to face whoever steps through the ropes.
Yeah, in just 7 days' time, Ric Converse is going to go from the consummate fighting champion to the consummate fighting challenger.
That's right. He'll be facing Steve Corino, the current AWA World Heavyweight Champion, here in Burlington, North Carolina for Converse Corino 2.
Converse drives the shoulder right into the abdomen of Russell Simpson and continuing to hammer away. I'm starting to think Converse may put Russell away early here.
And I tell you what, Russell Simpson, I'm looking at the numbers.
Oh, went for a second one and no one home.
I'm looking at the numbers. I'm looking at the careers. I'm looking at the match history of these two men. This match is what, a 30-minute time? We may see a 30-minute match here.
Well, I'll tell you, I didn't think it was going to go 30 at all until Converse just missed that shoulder block that sent him all the way to the outside. But you're right, Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title matches have 30-minute time limits. AWA World Heavyweight title matches 60-minute time limit, which is why we saw Converse and Carino go 40 minutes last September 17th.
And I tell you what, Ric Converse on his hands and knees crawling around the ring, he just took a boot right square in the mouth from Russell Simpson. Simpson's going back out. Looks like he's smelling a little blood now, and he's going to try to do all the damage he can to the Mid-Atlantic champion.
Yeah, Simpson didn't pull anything on that boot, put it right across the face of Converse, and now continuing to hammer away on him on the outside, right in front of these great fans at the CSA.
That's right, and Converse needs to get back in the ring. Looks like, uh-oh, I don't like this. Grabbing the head, jerking it against the steel ring post.
I guess technically legal, but certainly questionable. Oh, it kicked his head right into it.
Yeah, questionable, legal, whatever. That's got to be painful. That could do some serious damage, perhaps even a concussion. And now here he goes applying more boots to Ric Converse.
I tell you one thing, I'll almost be surprised if Converse can get up after that, because his head was sandwiched in between the boot of Russell Simpson and the steel ring post.
Yeah, he's back in the ring, but that's with an assist from Simpson, who rolls in for an immediate cover. Only able to get almost a 2 count out of it. Converse is holding the head.
Yeah, he is really favoring the head right there, as he had it crushed in between those, and now Simpson smartly headbutting the back of the head, the back of the neck of Converse.
Yeah, it was just the opening Simpson needed, even though it was more than just a little bit questionable. He has turned the momentum of this match around, and things are looking up for Russell Simpson right now, pulling back on the head of Slick Diddy from the outside.
Russell Simpson staying right on top of him. He was finally able to turn the tide thanks to Converse's own mistake on the shoulder block, and Trent Wild, of all people, arguing with Russell Simpson, and boy, is there a story in its own.
Yeah, Trent Wild, we don't know really what to think. We've been seeing him back in the arena lately. Now, he's not been booked for a match or anything like that, but he has been allowed back in the ring.
I will tell you the story with this, Randolph. Over a year ago, Trent Wild was a member of the Dynasty along with Ric Converse and Brad Attitude. Attitude did turn on Ric Converse, but Trent Wild did some acts, let's just leave it at that pretty much had him blackballed from CWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. In 2006, a couple of times now, we've seen him in the stands and apparently cheering for Ric Converse. They didn't leave on good terms, but now Trent is supposedly back cheering for him. Now, from what I understand, he's still blackballed from the dressing room. He's not allowed anywhere near it, but he has been buying tickets to shows lately.
Well, yeah, I mean, if he buys a ticket, I don't guess we got anything we can do legally but let him in, as long as he's not getting involved in a match. But I'm telling you, what in the world? Russell Simpson has Slick Diddy stretched out around the ropes, one leg tied around it, and he's going to work on the champion.
Yeah, Simpson using some very unique and possibly desperate offense to try and wear down the champ. He's obviously working on the head and neck area as he keeps kicking at it. And of course, ever since that steel ring post shot, Converse has, not been like Converse at all.
No, he just dropped into the ring on the back of the neck once again. Russell Simpson, if he would use a little of that veteran savvy, he would get in the ring and try to make a cover instead of out here showing off for the fans.
Yeah, that's going to be his downfall if he keeps in the face of the CWF fans. But making the cover, of course, Charles Richardson was all over that, thankfully enough. And Trent Wild still jawing with Russell Simpson. Even Charles Richardson had to take his attention away from the action and look down towards Trent there.
That's right. Converse fired back with a big shot to the midsection. A second one. Russell Simpson drops an elbow across the back of the head of Slick Diddy once again. He's down holding that head again.
Yeah, but I'm telling you one thing right now. You better knock Ric Converse out cold, because you are not going to get him to tap out.
No, Ric Converse is not known for anything of the sort. Setting him up for a neck breaker. Converse able to turn him around, shove him into the ropes. Converse back down on one knee.
Converse, yeah, shoved Simpson right into the turnbuckle there. It was desperation, and Converse is trying to gain a breather. He's not even close to being back to vertical base, but finally able to fire a shot off, but Simpson right there, driving the knee into Converse.
Yeah, Simpson's really turned this thing around the last few moments of the match. Simpson's down, Converse still holding the head. I'm telling you, I'm afraid our champion may have a concussion here.
Yeah, both men very worse for wear, and even worse for Converse. He cannot afford to sustain an injury or concussion of any kind heading into Converse Carino 2 in 7 days.
Yeah, I mean, this is just what Steve Carino, sitting in Philadelphia, wherever he's at right now, watching this match, has got to be thinking, oh, this is beautiful. This is softening up the guy that I fear the most.
Yeah, but right now I believe Carino's actually preparing to wrestle Otani. opening bell time is just a few hours away. We'll be in the early morning hours here in America. Converse Otani, which is going to lead to Converse Carino, from what I understand. Big clothesline by Converse, only able to get a 2 on Simpson, though.
Yeah, Converse looks like he's got a little more wits about him right now. He has gone back to an offensive style here, and he's not favoring the injury in the back of his neck like he was earlier.
Series of reversals there. Simpson shooting Converse off, who flies, driving that forearm right between the eyes of Russell Simpson. Another cover by the champ, but once again, just a 2 count.
Yeah, Simpson able to kick out with a little bit of authority on that on the 2 count. He backs him into the ropes. Looks like Simpson trying to reverse it. Converse trying to reverse it again. Drops him.
Sky-high powerbomb there by Converse on Russell Simpson. Big kick out by Simpson right before the 3.
And this thing may be equalizing a little bit. Looks like the champion's not having the problem with the little birds flying around his head like I swear he had to be having just moments ago. He's going back to the fans. Looks like Russell Simpson sitting in the corner holding his knee here. He's going to tenderize the short ribs now.
Yeah, but Russell Simpson clutching at that knee there. Ric Converse, I think, is on it. Ric Converse trying to...
He's tapping out!
He's tapping out of nowhere. Russell Simpson, I thought that was a tap out. Is he calling it off now? Charles Richardson trying to figure out what...
It's over!
Russell taps again. I don't know if it was coming off that sky-high powerbomb or what it was, but somehow Russell Simpson did something to his knee. I don't know if he tweaked it, if it became dislocated, but as he was retreating there, obviously he had no feeling in the knee, and just like that, Converse is on it, turns him into a half crab, and Russell Simpson immediately taps out. A lot of confusion here. Trent Wild even at ringside. A lot of confusion as Ric Converse is successful in his first Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title defense. Russell Simpson put on one heck of a contest though, but falls short. Possibly it's just a fluke of destiny that he does fall short, but regardless, we are headed to Converse Carino 2 in just 7 days time, and Converse at that time will indeed still be the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion. Thank you for joining us here. It's January 21st at the CSA. Go to CWF Mid-Atlantic.com now for more